Hey there, YouTube. Speedrobo here. With Dragon Ball Super Booster Set 2 Union Force out, I figured this would be a good time to do a set breakdown and talk about my thoughts about the cards in the set. Because I do have quite a few opinions about this booster set. So let's get started with the color blue. With Fused Zamasu, one of the new leaders. It is our first Awaken at 2 life leader, and it breaks its own life to draw a card every turn, because there's no reason for the card in your life to not be blue. So this is a Ginyu style leader for blue, just like Vegeta was, and it lets you draw instead, which is one of blue's main mechanics. So overall, this side, I really like it, and I think it's pretty good. And then the Awakened side is interesting as it prevents damage done to you and you mill your deck instead. So it can be a really bulky, durable leader. As when I found playing against it, once they get down to 2 life, they generally have about 4 hits worth of deck still left. Overall, I think this leader is pretty nifty, and I kind of like where they were going with it. Next, we have the uh, Trunks leader, and auto once per turn when you combo with a card of energy cost 2 or more, draw a card during your turn only, which this ability is really powerful. This leader is crazy strong because it's not hard to combo. And there's a lot of cards that say when you combo with this plus, so you get a plus off of that as well. It's really strong. And then, in fact, this for an Awakened side, this ability wouldn't be too powerful. It would be about right, but the fact that it's the Unawakened side is a little ridiculous, and then its Awakened side has the same ability as its Unawakened side, just to hammer home the fact that, yeah, this power is Awakened level. So this card's pretty crazy powerful. And then the other new leader is Goku Black. It's another life break leader. If you have 2 or more blue energy, break a life, and place it in your energy area, then at the end of the turn, choose one of your energy and drop it, which is also really good and cool because blue's about energy ramp. So I like that there is a leader that helps you awaken, which is something that is desperately needed for this game. This game needs more ways to help break out of stall. So I like that. Now, the thing is that did blue need more ways to break out of stall? No, because blue already has Results of Training and Vegeta, which are both parts of the blue package that you see run in almost every single deck. Then the flip side is permanent. During your turn, if you have 2 life or less, this card gains plus 5,000 power and double strike. And then when it attacks, it draws. So its flip side is, again, pretty good. If you're at low life, you get to hit harder. I like it. So then we have a 4-drop Goku, counter attack. Play this card and negate the attack. Permanent, when activating this card's counter, if you have 3 or less life, you may place 2 Saiyan from your hand into the drop area. If you do, reduce this energy cost by 3. Basically, you can either make this a 4-cost Whis' Coercion and a 20 body on the board. So you're paying 3 mana for a 20 powered vanilla, which is not bad, and you're stopping an attack for the 1 mana, which is what Whis' Coercion costs. So that's really good. Or, if you want, you can discard 2 more cards on top of that to make it a free 20k body and negate the attack. This card is really powerful, but I don't feel it's hugely above curve, because 3 mana for a 20k vanilla feels about right, and then 1 mana for a negate is also about right. Mighty Attacker Son Goku. Now, one thing I noticed out of this set is that Bandai reprinted a lot of cards. There's a lot more 15k 2-drop vanillas. And this is effectively a reprint, but with a different card name and character attribute. Because it's 3 mana, 15, has crit. This is just the 3-drop Vegeta from the last set. I don't know why Bandai decided to reprint all these cards, but not reprint the cards from set 1 that people are actually going to need. They didn't reprint the Sentinel cards, which are the ones that when you combo with them, you draw a card and it gains 10 in combo. Those are needed for every deck, but they didn't reprint them. And they also didn't reprint any colors 1-drop negate, which are also really, really good, and people are still going to want. Like, I don't get why they would reprint cards from set 1, but make them the cards that people don't care about. It just seems lazy to me. Raging Spirit Son Gohan, this is clearly support for Trunks, where once you combo with it, once you combo with it from hand, if your leader card is blue, you play it in rest. And I think each color got a copy of one of these, but it's clearly meant for the Trunks leader, so that you combo, you draw, and you play a dude. This card, I feel, might be a little bit too strong, because while it comes into play in rest, so you can't attack with it for the turn, paying 1 mana for 15k vanilla is still really, really powerful. For example, in the last set, we had 1 mana 10ks with an attack restriction. So just imagine that now we have 1 mana 15ks that come into play at rest, but not only that, also boost your attack by 10 during a battle for that turn. That's crazy. There's just so much power creep in this set, and I feel like this is another good example of that. Just thinking about, it's a 1 mana 15k that comes into play at rest. Even just that would be better than Slasher Trunks. And here we have a 4-drop super rare Vegeta with double strike, 20 power. And when you play this card, reveal 1 card from the bottom of your deck. If it's a Trunks Future with an energy cost 3 or less, play it, negate its activates for the duration of the game. Otherwise, just leave it on the bottom. So in this set, Blue has gotten a lot of support that lets them summon dudes for free, which kind of meshes with the whole energy rev mechanic, as it's a sort of different way to do it. Overall, I feel that this card's relatively fair, as it's not a guarantee that you're going to get to summon a guy, and even if you do, its activate skill is gone, so if it had any really good activate skill, it wouldn't work. So I feel like this card's relatively fair. Next, we have a 3-drop 15k Vegeta that when you play it with a Trunks Future skill, you choose up to 1 battle card and KO it. Yeah, this card's perfectly on curve, and honestly I like it because it allows for some neat combo decks. Then we have Trunks, the Constant Hope, an evolve for 5, and if you have both Goku and Vegeta in your battle or drop area, it gets triple strike. And when it attacks, you choose a card in your drop and combo with it. 25-6 with triple strike, and then you get a combo with something. There's a lot of cards that have special combo abilities. Like, for example, you could combo with Boost Attack Piccolo and get a card draw, and then with your leader Trunks' skill, get another card draw. So this card's pretty good for a 6-drop, especially since it evolves for 5. Personally, I would have made it 7, but overall, this is another card that's pretty fair. Then we have Trunks, Creator of the Future. Activate main, place this card on the bottom of your deck, choose up to 1 blue Goku or Vegeta with an energy cost 3 or less from your hand and play it. So, like I was saying, Blue got a lot of support to help summon dudes for free, and this is one of those. I like it because you're trading out this card for a different card, and it does combo with the 4-drop Vegeta, so there's some shenanigans to have with that. Unyielding Spirit Trunks. Hey look, combo support for combo Trunks. Auto during your turn when you combo with this card, if your leader card is blue, switch an energy to active mode. Not much to say here. Again, this card's pretty on curve. If you combo with it, you untap something if it's your turn. It's similar to the Zarbomb that untaps your battle cards, along those lines. Bulma, Supporter of the Future. When you play this card, search for up to one Trunks feature with energy cost 4 or less added to your hand shuffle. So apparently Bulma is just going to be a search card. Like, that's just what she's going to do. And it's just God Tempter Bulma, but for Trunks now. Beerus, Essence of Destruction, Double Strike. When you play this card, your opponent chooses a number of cards from their hand equal to the number of battle cards in their battle area with cost 1 or less, places their cards on top of their deck in any order, then your opponent returns all battle cards with an energy cost 1 or less to their hand. This is a weird card. I honestly don't know how to value it. I'd have to see it more in play. It's been used against me once, and it honestly just wasn't that impactful because I got to pick what I discarded in quotations because I just got the cards back next turn. I guess it's good for shutting down blockers, but if you want a card to shut down cheap blockers, why not just run the Block Bounce Goku? Or something to that effect. I don't know. This card just seems kind of not great. Then Waste the Sacred Guard, blocker, permanent. This card cannot be KO'd by your opponent's card skills and does not leave the battle area due to skills. 4 mana, 20 blocker. Even just a 4 mana, 20 blocker would be good, but they gave it an indestructible type effect. It's not the indestructible keyword, but this is something I wanted to talk about. Blue was already a color that did everything that every color did, on top of having mana rev, and on top of having the best card draw in the game. A handful of things it didn't have from set 1 were indestructible cards, that was given to red in the form of Megata, and skill negation, that was given to yellow, because yellow is supposed to be a control color, and red's supposed to be like a chunky dudes aggressive deck, fill your field with chunky dudes. And now blue has anti-KO effects. Why? They have everything else. They can flood their field like no other now as well. So it's just, it feels like they just want blue to be the best color, period. And they are doing everything they can to make sure that happens. I don't like it. And like I said, even just a 20 blocker for 4 is pretty good, because 20 is like the power threshold where blockers start to become really, really nice, because it can stop the 15k attacks at your leader. And that's great. Group Leader Pilaf. Love this little guy. Counter battle card attack. Play this card, then choose one keyword skill of the attacking card and negate it for the duration of the turn. I like this card. It's cheeky, it's fun, and it's balanced, because you're basically stopping an attack for 1 mana, which is on curve. And next, like I said, they just started deciding to print more 15k vanilla 2-drops. Why? My Supporter of Hope. I built a Pilaf deck, and I'll be profiling that sooner rather than later, and she is actually the finisher for that deck. So let's take a look at what she's got. She's got blocker, 2 mana, 5, but if Trunks Future is in your battle area or your leader area, you may play this card from your hand without paying its energy cost, which is great, because you can swing full out at your opponent and even tap out, and your opponent prepares for, like, okay, they're tapped out, this is their final wave, let's go. And then you start dropping Mize for free and comboing them to 15 with 0 cost combos from your hand. And you can play any number of these in a turn. So with Trunks' ability, you build up this massive hand, then you drop Mize for free, swing for 15, win games. I like this card. It's more blue drop stuff for free now, which is another kind of mana rev support. I think it's interesting. I like it. I know some other colors got free blocker drops like this, and I think that this card is neat. Is it power creepy? Yeah, because there's really no excuse for this card not to be a 0 cost 5 mana blocker. And in the last set, there were 1 mana 5k blockers. If this card was going to be balanced, it should be like 3,000 power instead of 5. And then they decided to print some more 2-mana vanilla blockers. For just some reason. It's a 2-mana 10 blocker. We had these last set. We don't need more. These cards are bad. No one in their right mind will run them, unless they're building a peel-off theme deck like me, and I have this at 2 in my deck, and it goes into mana every single game as soon as I see it, because it's a bad card. What are you doing, Bandai? Stop printing bad cards. Stop reprinting bad cards. What the heck? It's like it's either power creep or bad cards with these people. There's no middle ground. Oh, and speaking of power creep, here we go. 2-mana blocker, 5,000 with revenge, just base. Oh, that's cool. You have a nice Mecha Frieza, I see. Well, what if it just died? Just died for 2 mana. It's just dead now. Whatever your biggest threat is, just dead. Who came up with this? Who designed this? Don't print revenge on blockers base. They are two abilities that are too good together. You can redirect any attack and instantly kill any card. Why? Oh, and of course blue has it. Of course this is something that was given to blue because blue gets everything. Okay. Tiny Heroes Haru and Maki. I really like this card. It's funny. When you play this card, choose one of your other battle cards, and it gains 1,000 power for each of your energy for the duration of the turn. This is one of those cards that goes well with Blue's shtick of energy rev, and is, in general, just a good card. It's a really good card for a Blue Weenies deck, because you can turn your Weenies into beaters, and it's fun, and I like it, and it's a cute gimmick. Now we're looking at Unstoppable Despair Goku Black Rosie. And Little Miss Rosie here evolves for 7 energy, triple strike, and auto. When a card evolves into this card, if your leader is Goku Black, choose up to 3 of your opponent's energy and place them in the drop area. Why? Like, I thought the 7-drop Beerus was bad last set, but at least 7-drop Beerus you can play around. Unless you're yellow and have Cold Bloodlust, you can't play around this. You're just losing 3 turns. This is a 3-turn plus your opponent is getting on you. This card's ridiculous, guys. It's not even fair. Warrior of the Gods Goku Black. Permanent. If Zamasu is in play in your battle area, this card cannot be KO'd by opponent skills and does not leave the battle area due to skills. 2 mana, 10. This is a card that's actually fair and on curve. You have to commit another card to make it skill online, and then when it is online, it can still be stopped by battle. So, 2 mana, 10, yeah, this card's perfectly fair. I like this card, it's in balance. Why does blue get anti-KO skills? I don't know. But, yeah, this card is on curve. Zamasu, the Alert God. Here we see our first instance of the wonderful Indestructible keyword. This card cannot be KO'd by your opponent's card skills or battle, and does not leave the battle area. This is Iron Wall Magata, or whatever that card was called, the 3-drop 15k Magata, but better, because it can't be removed, period. And of course, blue gets to have it. But that's not all. When your opponent's card attacks, if your leader card is Zamasu or Goku Black, you may place 1 card from hand into the drop area, and if you do, negate the attack and negate the skill for the duration of the turn. It gives you Whis' Coercion that you can use even when you're tapped out, and it turns every card into your hand into a 0-cost negate. And you can't answer it. You cannot answer it, period. Zamasu the Invincible. Indestructible. If your leader card is Zamasu or Goku Black, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand or battle area by 1. So, 4-drop 15 Indestructible. But it's a 3-drop, and there's no excuse for it not to be a 3-drop, because if you're playing this card, your leader should be Zamasu or Goku Black. There's no reason why it wouldn't be. But let's assume that It's not. Let's just assume you're playing this with like a Beerus deck or something. A 4-drop 15 that your opponent cannot answer ever is still crazy good. And the fact that it's a 3-drop means it's just a better version of Magata. Because in reality, it's a 3-drop. Even if it's a 4-drop, this card's good. It's a 3-drop, it's straight up a better Magata. I don't like it. Infinite Force Fused Zamasu. Union Patara. For 7, so you reduce his cost by 3, for a Goku Black and Zamasu. And you place it inactive on top of the 2 cards stacked together. So it costs you 7 mana and 2 cards, or just straight up 10 mana. Indestructible. Oh, goody. Auto, when this card attacks, choose up to 1 card each from your opponent's battle area, energy, life, and hand, and place them on the bottom of the deck in any order. So, honestly, I feel like this card is reasonably balanced except for this indestructible nonsense, because it can be answered by things like Crusher Ball. In reality, the only color that has an answer to this is yellow, because it can Crusher Ball and Cold Bloodlust it. And it does cost 10 energy or 7 and 2 cards off your field. It doesn't have triple strike or double strike or critical, nothing like that. So I feel like this card is reasonably balanced. Alright, we've got God of the Gods Great Priest. 7 energy, double strike, 20k. Oh, I better do something cool for those crappy stats. When you play this card, if your leader card is a god, so basically Beerus, choose any number of other god in your battle area and add them to your energy area in rest mode. This makes 16 win condition Beerus viable, and I think that's pretty cool. I like this card a lot, because you do have to -1 off your field to get the energy for each one. This card is absolutely balanced and within curve, and makes a crappy deck from the last set not crappy. And that's good. This is the kind of support I like to see. Support that makes crappy archetypes less crap, but still is within the power curve. Zeno the Plain God. I've played against this guy. This guy is a dick. Auto, when you play this card, negate all other battle card skills. Neat. So blue has skill negate now, because that was one of the other things from the last set they didn't have, so we better make sure that they have it now. Then choose all cards in both players' hands, as well as all other battle cards, and return them to their decks. Shuffle both decks afterwards, then both players draw 5 cards. So the idea is that you kind of want to go Great Priest into Zeno, so your board doesn't get nuked, and you get energy off of it. So, I dig it. This card's fun, it's gimmicky, and since both players get reset, it's perfectly balanced. It's got 0 combo and 15 power. Like, it's not going to kill you after this. So, I like it. Good card, fun card, goofy card. This is the kind of stuff I like to see. Am I a little bit salty about the skill negate being given to blue? Yeah, because blue doesn't need to have everything, guys. Don't worry, the skill negate only gets worse later. Spoilers. Then we've got Universe 10 Supreme Kai Go Wasu. When you play this card, look it up to 3 cards from the top of your deck, choose a god from among them, add it to your hand, shuffle your deck. This is just a standard 1-drop, get a card type card. Returning Evil Golden Frieza. We got a Frieza in blue. Double Strike. When you play this card, choose one of your battle cards and return it to your hand. Then choose one of your opponent's battle cards and place it on the bottom of their deck. Yeah, this card's, again, totally within power curve. 5 mana, 25, Double Strike. Reasonable. And then when you play it, you neg 1 to neg your opponent 1. It's good stuff. I like it. Father Son Galagon. This card is honestly crap. Activate main. Choose one of your opponent's battle cards and return it to their hand. For 2 mana. No thanks. Moving on. Mafuba! Oh boy! Blue has Cold Bloodlust. Counter, battle card attack. Negate the attack, and place this card on the attacking card. At the end of the opponent's next turn, place this card, and only this card, in the drop area. As long as this card is stacked on top of another card, that card is not treated as a battle card, and its skill cannot be activated. So for 2 mana, you get a stop and attack, basically 2 attacks, and shut down whatever skills that card has on it for 2 turns. The turn that you cast this, your next turn, and then your opponent's next turn. Great. Now, the thing is that this card is honestly on curve, because for 2 mana, you get to shut down a card's skills for 2 turns. Cold Bloodlust costs 1 mana to shut down a card skill for 1 turn. So, up a mana, you get an extra turn. That's fair. The negate the attack is balanced out by the fact that it can't stop on play effects, whereas Cold Bloodlust can. So honestly, this card is on curve cost to output wise. The reason why it's a problem is that it's in blue, and as I said earlier, blue is just the best at everything on top of having the best draw and the best mana rev. This card should have been in yellow, not in blue. Time Rain. For 2 mana, activate main, look at the top 10 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 Goku Black or Zamasu from among them. If you have 4 or more energy, choose 2 instead. Add the chosen cards to your hand, and shuffle your deck. So, Time Rain. Good stuff, on curve. 2 mana, 1 card from hand, get 2 cards. Basically net. I like it. It's good stuff. Trunks' Time Machine. Activate main if your leader card is Trunks the Future. Look at up to 10 cards from the top of your deck, choose up to 1 Goku, Vegeta, or Trunks from among them, add it to your hand, shuffle your deck. If you have 4 or more energy, choose one of your energy and switch to active mode. So it's a free 1-for-1, but with a search. I like it. Again, good, again, on curve. Zeno button. Counter attack, switch all your blue energy to active mode. Now, because of how the rulings work, you can't Zeno button and then Whis' Coercion. So you counter the attack, but you're pretty much going to have to combo out of that attack or just take it to face. So Zeno button is again another one of those that is balanced, because you can't do it during your turn, only your opponent's turn, and you have to use your counter to make it happen. So it's fine. Ultimate Force SSB Vegito. That's got a lot of words on it. Let's scroll down a bit. Union Patara 5 red. Why is it 5 red? Well, because in a Vegito deck, everything produces every color except yellow. Goku and Vegeta, yeah, it's Patara. Ultimate, you can only include 1 copy of a card with Ultimate in your deck. Interesting. Triple attack, twice per turn, switch to active mode after the attack, and triple strike. So this is a big boy finisher for 5 mana and 2 cards off your field, but you can only have 1 of it in your deck. So, is this card balanced? I don't know. I feel like it's kind of wait and see. If you could have 4 copies in your deck, I'd say definitely no, but since it's a one of, you gotta find it. So, meh. And that's all for blue. And now we are going to talk about the red cards out of Booster Set 2, Union Force. So to get started, we have the Vegito Leader that makes all of your Gokus and Vegetas in all areas gain red, blue, and green colors, which means they also tap for red, blue, and green energy. It's a little crazy. And then whenever it attacks, you mill 1, and if that card is red, which there's no excuse for it not to be, this card gains 5,000 power. So while Vegito's on-attack skill is pretty bad, the fact that it turns all of your Gokus and Vegetas into 3-colored cards more than makes up for it. It's honestly pretty crazy, because it allows you access to the best stuff from the 3 different colors. And then its flip side is same thing, all of your Gokus and Vegetas get red, blue, and green, and whenever it attacks, you draw a card, and if there are 10 or more cards in your drop, it gains 5,000 power, and double strike for the duration of the turn. There's no reason for you not to have 10 cards in your drop, as a lot of Vegetos mill you as well, so this is just all the time 20 with double strike. This card is really powerful, and it's an incredibly strong leader, possibly even too strong. Next, we have another Goku leader. Activate Battle once per turn. discard one card. This card gains 5,000 power for the duration of the battle. So this is primarily going to be used as a defense skill for you to discard a card and combo for 5 for free. Is it good? It's okay. It's definitely on curve, maybe even a little bit too weak. And then Awaken at 4 or less, draw 2. And its flip side is exactly the same as its not flip side, which, in my opinion, is a little bit weak. I feel like this card's not very good. Then we have the Bobbity Leader. When this card is placed in the leader area, you get one Majin Buu's sealed ball in your area for free. So that's nice. And then it awakens at 6 life or less. So the flip side is Bobbity, Creator of Evil. Once per turn, choose one of your battle cards, and it gains 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. That is pretty good. It's just a free power bump, and I like free power bumps. Then auto once per turn, when your battle card attacks, draw one card, place up to one card from the top of your deck under Majin Buu's Seal Ball, which just accelerates your win condition. Yeah, this card's fine. As a leader, it's fine. The downside is that it's a 10 when it flips, but it flips early, so I don't see anything wrong with this leader, and I don't see anything that's particularly busted either. This seems well within the power curve, so I like it. We've got a Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Double Strike. This card cannot be KO'd by your opponent's skills, so it's crappy indestructible. And when you play this card until the beginning of your next turn, this card gains 5,000 power. So, when it comes into play, it's a 25 Double Striker for 4, which is on curve. That can't be KO'd by skills, but it flips around to your next turn, its power's down. Yeah, I feel like this card's on curve. It's not too good, it's not too strong, it's on curve. Now, the problem with it being on curve is that I know that there's other 4-drops in red that are completely busted based on the precedent that was set in Booster Set 1, so there's kind of no reason to run this when you could just run, I don't know, G-Ren, for example. Oh look, they made another vanilla for some reason. Great. Miraculous Comeback, Ultimate Gohan. Double Strike permanent, you may only have 3 or less cards besides this card in your hand. Reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand or battle area by 4. So that would make it a 2-drop. 25 Double Strike. And when this card KOs your opponent's battle card, inflict 2 damage to your opponent. This card is really, really good. It's stupid good. It's silly. And again, it's one of those things where it's just better than a lot of the stuff from Booster Set 1 because it's a 6-drop that deals 2 damage, that has the chance to not even be a 6-drop, to be a 2-drop. And it deals 2 damage whether it attacks a battle card or it attacks a leader and the attack goes through. So looking at the other stuff from set 1 that could deal burn damage, we have the 4-drop Frost, a 15 Double Strike that at best evolves for 2 using Frost skills, so you can reduce the cost by 2 just like you can with Gohan. But it has 10,000 less power. And when it attacks a battle card, you get the guaranteed KO, 1 burn damage. But with Frost, you only get that burn damage if your opponent is unawakened, effectively. So this card is just better than the 4-drop Frost, and that's going to be pretty much a constant throughout this set, is that you look at it, and the 4-drop Frost was a really, really good card from Booster Set 1, but going through, there's kind of no reason not to play it anymore. And then the other thing that dealt 2 burn damage from the last set was Lightning Fast Hit, which you had to evolve it for 5, and then it just instantly dealt 2. Or you can just, for 2 mana, play Gohan, take out an opponent's battle card, and deal them the 2 damage that way. So, yeah. I don't see why you wouldn't play this card, because it's better than pretty much everything out of Booster Set 1. Fully trained Son Gohan. Permanent, each Son Gohan Adolescence in your hand gains Evolve 3. So you can make your stuff even cheaper to enter play. It's good. I don't feel like it's broken because it's a 2 for 10 that lets you evolve for potentially cheaper. It seems pretty fair. Leap to the Future Son Go 10. Place this card and one other card from your hand in your drop area. Choose up to 1 Gotenks with 25 or less power from your deck and add it to hand. Shuffle your deck. So, yeah, you're minusing 2 to get 1, but it's searchable. Yeah, this honestly seems kind of bad. You're in net -1. Yeah, doesn't seem very good. Ultimate Evil Dark Prince Vegeta, double strike, 4 mana, 25. Okay, so that's on curve. When this card KOs your opponent's battle card, place cards from the top of your deck under your Majin Buu's sealed ball until there's 5 cards under Majin Buu's sealed ball. So it's win condition acceleration for a Majin deck. Neat. Double Shot Super Saiyan 2. At the end of the battle that you combo with this card from your hand, if your leader card is red, play this card in rest mode. So yeah, just like the Gohan from Blue, this does the same thing, and just like I said last time, this is just shattering the power curve, because it's a 1-drop 15. Leap to the Future Trunks, place this card, and it does the same thing as the other guy. Still not good. Repeated Force Vegito, got a lot of text on this. 7-drop 25, triple striker, Union for 5 with Goku and Vegeta. Okay. When this card attacks, this card gains 5,000 power for each Goku and Vegeta in your drop for the duration of the turn. Yeah, this seems like a relatively fair card. I mean, there's no reason why its power shouldn't be infinite if you're playing a Vegito deck. But it doesn't have anything fancy other than triple strike, which a lot of the time is good for your opponent because you just let them draw 3. So, yeah. Same card. Lightning Speed Vegito. I've actually seen this card be used, and it is not good. Union Potara for 3. Base cost is 5. Power is 20. Permanent, this card can attack battle cards that are in active mode. Okay. Auto, at the end of the battle this card attacks, you mill 10 cards from the top of your deck. Then you choose up to 1 Vegito with 25 power from your drop, and evolve it by placing on this card in active mode. So you can get another attack, but you mill yourself 10 in a deck that already mills you real nice. My opponent lost the game because of this card, because they milled themselves so hard and so fast. Because this is not a fast game. Dragon Ball is by no means a fast game. It is a painfully slow, stally, grindy game, and that's just how the game works. So a card that reduces your deck by a 5th is not good at all when you're already pulling 14 cards out of your deck at the start of the game, 15 if you go second. This is not a good card. Ghost Attack Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, evolve for 4 onto a Gotenks. Permanent, if you have 4 or less cards in your hand, this card and all of your Ghost tokens gain double strike. Neat. When you play this card, play 3 Ghost tokens. Ghost tokens have 1,500 power. 15,000 power. Since, if I remember how tokens work, since it doesn't say that tokens have combo value, I believe they just have a combo value of 0, I think. And then if you have 4 or less cards in your hand, it gets double strike, which shouldn't be too hard to do in red. Reducing your hand size isn't a problem because your hand size is going to be reduced by your opponent. Since you're playing red, the best strategy against red is to just leave them at 8 life and wait. And red kind of has to commit cards to the field and then attack with them in order to try and gain any advantage, which means your battle cards are just going to be picked off by your opponent's cards, and it's going to be an endless cycle of you losing material until your opponent allows you to awaken. So these 4 or less cards in hand conditions are basically guaranteed to be fulfilled almost all the time. They're almost always going to be online. For 5 mana or 4 with an evolve, you get 4 double strikers. 3 of them have 15 and 1 of them has 20, and that's really good. That can just straight up end a game. So I like this card. For its cost, I feel like it's sort of within the power curve. I'm not entirely sure. I'd have to see it in action and do some more number crunching to be sure, but I feel like it's on curve. Prodigy Fusion Super Saiyan Gotenks. Union Fusion, 2 mana, Gotenks and Trunks Youth. Place 1 of each of the specified card with the same power into your drop area and play this card. There's a lot of like new Union keywords, and they all do different things, and it's just really hard to keep track of. I would have just had one keyword called Union in this set and had it done one thing, because I've seen 3 different Union hyphen stuff, and it's all different, and honestly, I feel like it's a little confusing. And then it has dual attack. So it's a 4 mana 15 dual attacker. Yeah, which is what Mecha Freeze is. So yeah, that's fine. And then you can put it into play for cheaper. So yeah, this card's different. We've got Mighty Mask. 2-drop for 10. Activate main. Place this card in the drop area. Choose up to 1 of each Sun, Goten, and Trunks Youth with 15 or less power from your deck and add them to your hand. Then shuffle your deck. See, this one's good because you get to +1. I see how this works now. You go Mighty Mask into the Goten that does the other thing, and you get the Trunks to fuel it. So you just go Mighty Mask into Gotenks with a bunch of deck then. Okay, yeah, I like it. That's not bad. Hercule, Boo's Assistant. Pay 1 when you play this card, check the top 7, choose a Majin Buu from among them, add it to your hand. Okay, so it's your standard 1-drop 5k searcher, but for Buu. Cool. Videl. Blocker, permanent. If Gone Adolescence is in your battle or leader area, play this card from your hand without paying the energy cost. So colors, every color is getting a copy of the 0 mana 5k blocker, which, like I talked about earlier, is just basically busted because there's no excuse for this not to be 0 cost. So we got the Spring Kai. It's a vanilla blocker. Bandai, come on. Jeez. Beto, another vanilla, because that's what we need. We got the old Kai, auto at the beginning of your main phase. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Choose up to 1 miraculous comeback, ultimate Gohan from among them, add it to your hand. Place the remaining on the bottom of your deck in any order. You can only search out 1 card, and you only get to check the top 3? Dude, no. Mind Controlling Babidi, 6 for 10. This better be good. When you play this card, look at the top 7 cards of your deck. Choose up to 2 red battle cards from among them with 25 or less power other than Evil Wizard Babidi. Play them, shuffle your deck. Okay, yeah, that's really, really good. Is it on curve? I don't know. I'm going to go with no, because you still get this guy as a body on your board for 6, and 6 is normally what you'd be paying for, like, one of your finishers here, and you get to check the top 7, which is more than Vados, because Vados only checks 3, Vados gets 1 for 10 less power, Vados has to check the top 3, and you get to do 2 just like Vados does too. This one's questionable, I'd say this card's borderline, but considering, the new Gohan and Jiren nonsense that Red has, this card's questionable. I'm not sure it's on curve. It's really, really good. It's undoubtedly really powerful. It's at least as good as Vados from the last set. At least, if not better. Dabura, the wizard's right hand. Permanent. If this card is in rest mode, the opponent cannot attack evil wizard Bobby. So if he's at rest, your opponent can't go after your leader. This is a good card. Attendants, Spopovich and Yamu. Auto, when this card attacks, place up to one card from the top of your deck. Okay, so it's just acceleration again. Really good acceleration. Holy crap, 2 mana for 15 is normally a vanilla, and it also gets an acceleration? Yeah, that's crazy. Grand Evil Absorption Majin Buu. 7 mana for a 30 dual attacker. Activate main once per turn, choose up to 1 Gohan Adolescence under this card. And for the duration of this turn, this card can attack battle cards. Oh, and gains all the skills of the chosen card. And evolves onto Gohan Adolescence. Oh. Oh, I see what this does. You know that Gohan that deals burn damage when it attacks stuff? Now it can attack battle cards in active mode. Great! And it can do it twice. That's balanced. Can't see me rolling my eyes, but I am. Prodigy Absorption Majin Buu evolves onto Gotenks. Double Strike. Permanent if Gotenks is under this card, and if there are no cards in your opponent's combo area. This card cannot be KO'd. I don't see what the point is of this. Kind of not good. We've got Awakening Evil Majin Buu. 25 for 5. Union Absorb. Place 1 battle card from your hand under this card. Choose up to 1 Majin Buu other than Awakening Evil Majin Buu with 25 or more power from your deck. Place it on top of this card. Shuffle your deck. And it evolves for 2 from Red Majin Buu. So you can just go straight into the 7-drop for 2 energy and a card from your hand. And that card from your hand is probably going to be Gohan. Wow, that's, I mean, a lot of things have to go right for it to work, so it's reasonably on curve. But this can just mow people over instantly, which is what Red's supposed to do, so, like, I don't know how I feel about it. Majin Buu revived. 10-drop double strike 20. Auto, when you play this card with the skill of Majin Buu's Sealed Ball, deal 1 damage. I don't know, man. Considering everything else, this seems kind of not worth it. Jiren, Fist of Justice. Oh boy, look at this monster. 4 for a 20. Double strike. Permanent. This card can attack battle cards that are in active mode. Auto, once per turn. When this card attacks a battle card, switch this card to active mode, and this card gains 10,000 power for the duration of the battle. So, I talked about this in a previous video, that this guy is just a better 4-drop Frost, period. Because it's got 5,000 more power on him, costs the same, has double strike just like him, has the ability to attack battle cards that are in active mode. Frost doesn't do that, Jiren can. And whenever it kills a battle card, it gets to attack again, and it gets more powerful. So either this thing can just wipe your opponent's board, or it can kill a battle card even if it's not at rest, and then go after the opponent and deal them 2 damage with double strike. This card is bonkers. It's just completely overpowered. Moving on. I already talked about this in a previous video. Potara, the Kai's Secret. Activate main. Choose one of each Son Goku and Vegeta from your hand. Place them in your drop area. Choose your deck or your drop area. Oh, I see. Choose your deck or your drop area. Choose up to one Vegeta with an energy cost 6 or less from your chosen area and play it. If you chose, shuffle it. So you're paying 4 energy. You're losing 3 cards, because Potara, a Goku, and a Vegeta, that's 3. And you get to accelerate 2 energy and plus 1 card. I don't feel like this is worth it, personally. I don't think it's worth the 3 cards. It might be good in a Vegito deck, I guess, but, like, there's better stuff to run in this slot, I feel. Majin Buu's Sealed Ball. It's another field card. Good, I wanted to see some more field cards for 10, but it's not really for 10 because it comes into play for free with Babidi. Once per turn, when the number of cards under this card reaches 5 or higher, place the card in the drop area. Then choose up to 1 Majin Buu Revive from your deck and play it, then shuffle your deck. Because Majin Buu Revived is honestly on the weak side, but I guess with the other Buu stuff, you can go into that, deal some burn, set up something else. It's okay. Piccolo's Help. 3 energy, activate main. If you only have 3 or less cards other than this card in your hand, choose 1 Gotenks with 15 or less power in your drop and play it. Yeah, that's kind of weak too. Super Ghost Kamikaze Attack. If Gotenks is in your leader area or battle area, play 2 Ghost tokens. Yeah, that's not bad. 2 energy for 2 15 vanillas is pretty darn good. I like it a lot. Can't combo with them, but I like it a lot. And that's all for Red, so here's what Red got. More burn, more OP beatdown cards. Like, ridiculously OP beatdown cards. Here's what Red didn't get. A way to awaken early. And no, Babidi doesn't count. I don't feel, because your opponent can still just sit you at 8 life, and you still need to find Kabas. If you're playing Babidi, you only need to find 2, granted, but Babidi's not that good. It's okay. And with the red leaders, they're all just okay. Like, Vegito's easily the best one, because it gives you access to blue, which blue gives you access to results of training. But since blue is so powerful, it just comes down to it, if you're playing Vegito, why not just basically play blue at that point? Why not just put in the blue package? Senzu Bean is still busted. Whis' Corrosion is still one of the best nullifies. Objection is still crazy strong. So if you're playing Vegito, you're not really playing red, you're playing blue. I'm sure you could go a more red-focused Vegito deck, but why? What's the point? Why not just put in the blue package and make your deck better? So I feel like red got power creep cards, and power creep to such the point that it renders so much stuff from the previous set just unusable, unusably bad, and that feels crappy for somebody who invested in set 1. And I don't like that, but at the same time, red didn't get what it needed, which was a way to break out of stall. It needed something. It needed something really good, and it didn't get it. So I'm really disappointed in the cards red got. I've been Speedrobo. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, let me know down in the comments below, and I will see you next time.